Okay, good day guys, Bing here. So last time we had a play with this structure. So today let's try. I think we've done this. So today let's try this one. Okay, so I think so you can see all these repeating. Apparently we can use adaptive family for this type of structure. Okay, so I just had play and this is the result. So basically what we can do is we can create a little little adaptive family and place it onto this surface, divided surface. Okay, so and then we can adjust the angle of these panels to create something like this. Very simple, right? Okay, so let's start. So first I'm going to create that family. So it will be a generic model adaptive family. Okay, so let's go back. So we're going to let me just do a screenshot of this. So we're going to create a model like this. So this is a horizontal member, and then from this point, and we're going to create a panel with we make it how should I say, rotatable. Okay, so we can rotate this panel. Okay, so and then yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Okay, so first this in this adaptive family, so let's first place a point and make it adaptive. Okay, so this is the base of the point. So we're going to use this point. Where's my screenshot? Here. So this will be the adaptive point, and then from this point we're going to offset to this point. But before that, I'm going to just add another step. So instead of directly create this point, I'm going to place another point on top of this point, so which can be useful. I'll explain this to you. So what I'm going to do is, because when we create this family, sometimes I just don't know which direction we need to offset. So imagine, so we might just create a panel, and then when we place onto a mass, it instead of go something like this, it might go this way. Okay, so it will become something like this. So what we can do to avoid this is to add another point. So create a point, draw on world plane, set world plane, pick onto this horizontal world plane, place it onto the point. So to make it easier, I'm just going to offset this. So you can type in a number here or just drag this up. So this point, eventually this point will be sitting on this point, adaptive point. Okay, but for now we have this point here, so we can create a parameter. I'm going to call it A. Okay, angle A. So this angle A can be used to rotate this family. Okay, so now we have this point, and then we can just place another point offset from this point. So this time it can be any direction, so it doesn't matter because we can rotate. So once another one, point, draw on world plane, set world plane, pick any of the vertical. You can use this one or press tab key to pick another one. I'm going to just use this one and place it onto this point. So now we have this point. So once again, I'm going to just drag this one, or you can just type in an offset. So this offset will be the length. So from this point to this point. Okay, the length of this what do we call this arm. Okay, so now we can create, let's call it L, for example. I'll just call it L, maybe instance, and OK, and OK. So we can now create a spline through points. So I'm going to just make it not a reference line, so we can see this line. So instead of create a form, create extrusion, I'm going to use line to because it will be faster. Okay, so now we have this point, and then we need to create a panel, but this panel needs to be rotatable. So which means we need to create another angular parameter. So how can we do it? So let's what I'm going to do is, it's probably easier if I just show the reference plane of this point, and also uncheck the show normal reference planes. So this way we can see all three. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to place another point onto this point, and onto see this vertical work plane. Okay, so the purpose of this is to so we can create an angular parameter. So I'm going to do it now. Just point, draw on work plane, set work plane, and pick this work plane. Okay, and then place it onto the point, and yeah. So if you see this warning, that's correct. So click OK. So now to make it a little bit easier for you to see everything here, so I'm going to just offset it. Okay, so now this point, so I'm going to turn on the reference planes as well, so you can see how this point rotate. So because we place this one onto the vertical work plane of this point, so this point can be rotate in this direction. Okay, so in the how should I say, parallel to the vertical work plane. So if I create another parameter, I'll call it B instance, and if I just go to family types, type in any number here, so for example type in 10, so you will see the rotation of these reference planes. -10. Yeah, good, great. So now what I'm going to do is just draw that panel onto, so this time onto this work plane. Okay, so when this angle is 0 degree, when this angle B is 0 degree, this work plane will be perpendicular to this line. Okay, so it will be something like this one, see. And then if it's -10 degrees, something like this, there will be an angle between this and so if I looking at it in this direction, it will be something like this. Okay, so this is the panel, this is the arm. 10 degree will be here, so this is 10 degree. Okay, so now let's create that panel. So I'm going to use reference line. Instead of use rectangle, I'm going to use polygon, and draw on work plane, set, and pick this vertical work plane, and I'm going to draw a square. So I'm not sure the size, maybe I'll just make it 600 for example. And now we can add dimension to make it parametric. So let me just try to do it. So I'm going to I think drag this onto the point, create this dimension, and also this, oh hang on, let me think. Yeah, sometimes it can be a little bit tricky if you add equal in mass environment, mass environment. So it's probably easier to just use half the width. So create these two dimension, and then I'll just create a half width parameter. So instance and OK. So once again, tab, select, and drag this point onto this point, create dimension, and do it this way. Okay, so I'll just assign half width onto them. So now if we you can just use half width to control this, but if you want to I want to control the width, this length, so you can just need to add another one. So for example, I'll just add a width instance, okay, and then go to half width equals width divided by 2. But before that, just make sure you change this number, otherwise it will break this thing. Okay, so I'll just type in 1200. So if I go there, equals width divided by 2, it equals 600. Okay, so now you can just go into width and control the thing, control the size of this. For example, I'll just type in 1 meter and it will become 1 meter. Change it back to 1200 and okay. So now we can just create a form. So my Revit is still something funny, so it won't show that option. So usually when you create a form using this for reference line, it will have an option, either the solid or a surface, right? But don't worry, if you can create a solid, you just delete this face and become a surface. So this is it, and then what we need to do is, because previously I moved this away from the point here, so I just need to move it back, and you will see this warning, so which means it's correct. Okay, so click OK. Now this panel is go to so center with this line. Okay, so and now let's try some parameters. So I'll just move it here. So for example, the length, make it 3 meter. Yeah, good. Maybe I'll just make it 1 meter. And also I change the size, make it 900. Yep, 900. Okay, so I think this is it. Oh, sorry. Let's test the angle. So the first one, so angle A is the orientation of this. Okay, so it should rotate like this. So if I type in 90 degree, yeah, 180, great, and 0. And this angle B should or will be this panel. Okay, so let's try -20. Oh, anyway, doesn't matter. Yeah, I was thinking this can be negative, but it doesn't really matter. So, okay, so let's just leave it. So now we can just create I'm going to use conceptual mask, and I just saw a question. Someone had just asked a question, why I always use conceptual mask instead of model in place mask. They are basically the same, except if you need to use dynamo, so you have to use conceptual mask. You can't do dynamo in model in place mask. Other than that, everything is the same. And also, you can always copy and paste between model in place mask and conceptual mask. Okay. So yeah, if you model something in model in place mask and then eventually and at some stage you want to use dynamo, you can just create a mask and then go into your model in place mask and copy everything, and you should be able to paste into your conceptual mask. Okay, so now let's just create a conceptual mask. Okay, so new conceptual mask and okay, open. So for this one, so if you let's go back to this image. So if you look at this, so if so see these ones a little bit, there they are probably the same length, but you can see this one's a little bit on right hand side and then this one's on the left hand side, so there's a little curve there. So I guess it's probably okay. Yeah, so it will be, yeah, that's fine. So it like extrusion, curve extrusion from the side. So we can do that. So what I'm going to do is I'll pick this world plan, so which means I'll set world plan onto this reference plan, and then we can draw a reference line arc, okay, onto this. So I'm going to draw something like this, right? So and then we can just create a mesh. So this will be something similar to this. Okay, so maybe I will just make it a little bit wider. And okay, so now just to use maybe a little bit more. Maybe it's too big, but anyway, so let's use divided surface. And here I'm going to use fixed distance, okay, fixed distance, and I'm going to make them 3 meter by 3 meter grids. Okay, so after this, I think, okay, so we need to go to surface representation and check the nodes, so we can load this family into this mass and place it onto the nodes. So now we can see, okay, looks like we have some issue here. So I'll place it place one first. Okay, so first I want to adjust this a little bit. So because these grids are 3 meter by 3 meter and this panel is 1 meter wide, maybe I'll just make it 27. Okay, so oh sorry, this is length. I'll make it 3 meter, 3, and width, make the width 2700. So relative, about the right side, and then you will see it's not in the correct orientation. So what we can do is we go back, and there's an option. So always a vertical. Load it back, override. Okay, so now that's better. And then I think, hang on, something's not quite right, because when I place it, it's a long start from there. Oh, I think I forgot something. So if I go back here, so you can see, I offset this point to make it easier for you to see how things going. So maybe just change this back. Once this change back, should be all good, and load it back, override. Yeah, now that it's correct. And then when I look at this one, I think I might want to this one to go the other direction. So now we can use the first angular parameter we created. So this angular, the purpose of this one is to be able to rotate the whole family. So if I change this one to 180, it will rotate here, right? So I think that's probably it. So we can then click on repeat, and so now you can see that's it. So this is all the panel. So it will repeat on each nodes, and the I think, okay, so now we can't adjust the we can adjust the angle, but if we adjust it, it will adjust all the angle. What we need to do is just remove repeater, and then we can adjust individual. So for example, let me just test. So this one be 20 degrees, so yeah, go down, so that's fine. So now you can just hang on, maybe let me just reduce the number a little bit. So 3, I'll just half the number, so I'll just type in 6 meter fixed distance, and then maybe we don't need this, and then we can just increase the size. Okay, so I'll select all SA, so change the size to 5400, and then maybe increase this by to 6 meter. So yeah, so that's better. So now, so all these family are so it's not related. Okay, so because we have deleted the repeater, so we can change this, for example, 20 degree, this maybe 10 degree, and this keep at 0, this one a negative 10 degree, and these so negative 20, something like this. Maybe I'll just delete this. So delete DE, delete. Okay, so and then this is it. Okay, and also if you know how, you can also use use Dynamo to randomize the angle to make something more interesting if you wanted to. And of course this line, you can just create a geometry to it. So for now it's a line. If you render, you won't see anything. Okay, so you just need to just make a reference line, place a point, draw on face, create a profile, and a profile. Maybe I'll just do a circle, draw on work plan, pick the work plan, create. I'll just make it 50, too big, 30. Yes, and create a form, and that's it. So if I load into here, so it will be it's very small. 50 relative to the size of the panel is quite small, right? So, and also a quick tip for you. So when you create a form like this with a profile and a path, and when you change this one, it won't follow. The whole thing won't follow. Hang on, let me change this one to. It doesn't work. What's going on here? 60. Okay, and this HR. So you can see this is not what we looking for. So if you want to create a parametric, what do we call this, arm, and with same profile on each side, you just need to just select the point and this profile, copy CC, and pick new host, and then you can just you can either use 1, 2 and the path, or just these two profile to create a shape. So, and then once you give this a radius, and also give this a radius, create a parameter, so you can control the whole thing. So it won't happen. It won't create. When you change the size, it become a very interesting shape. So now load back, override, and that's it. Okay, so now there's some geometry there. So if you turn on the shadow, you will see this. You should see the shadow, and if you render, you will see that there's geometry instead of if there's a line, you will see nothing. And I think that's it. And I'll quickly do another one. So this time I'll pick this level. Hang on, wrong one. Reference line, arc. Okay, create a form. I'll make it double the size, and create divide surface. I'll use fixed distance. I'll use same 6 meter and 6 meter, and I'll try nodes and go to create component, place it onto here, and I'm going to use match MA to this one. Okay, so it looks like, see, this time it's go that way. So it's sometimes you just, that's why we have this parameter, because you don't know what you will have until you place it onto the mask. And it's so sorry, this can be quite useful. So now let's try 90. That's it. So repeat. Okay, so now from this one you'll see there is some issue here. So see, this one's all in one direction, but this one, it's all perpendicular to the surface instead. So some If this is what you're looking for, that's good. But sometimes we just want these arms to be, you know, in same direction as this one. So how can we do this? Yes, I think what we can do is let me think. I think we can go back into here and do something to the adaptive point. And so these are all the options. I think I've done a video about these, but still, yeah, it's they're very confusing. So a lot of time I just test them. So I'm not sure which one will work. So usually I just pick one and try. Okay, so let's try. I'm going to try global Z, then host. Okay, load this back. Overall, doesn't work. Again, try a different one. Global XYZ. Okay, so looks like it might work. So first, these, let me just change this one to 0. Okay, so go back to previous. Yeah, all good. And these ones, I think I might. Let me just select one of them because there is a repeat still there. So I just need to change one. So this time I change 1, 0. Yep, great. So now you can see they are all in the same direction. Okay, and then once you want to, once you think oh, it's all good, and then you can remove the repeater, and then you can adjust all the angle. So you can also MA, so you can just, you know, do match, and you can MA different. So just create something interesting. Okay, and also you can do dynamo if you wanted to. So I think it's very basic. I think you know how to do it, right? So, and I think that's it. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'll see you next time. Thank you.